Hi everybody! So, to start us off today, I have a guessing game for you. I'm going to see if you can guess what is underneath this cloth, just based on the sound alone. Alright, so let's give it a listen. Here we go. Alright, what's your guess? What do you think it was? Here, we'll give it one more listen, okay? Listen closely. Alright, tell me, what's your guess? Because we're about to reveal it in 3, 2, 1. It's beans! It's dried beans. Was that what you guessed? So these are dried red kidney beans, and we're going to be making a recipe with them today. So this recipe is a bean dip. You can do it with any kind of bean. You can do it with the red kidney beans like I have, or you can do it with white beans, garbanzo beans, black beans, any kind of bean. Now, you can either take 2 cans of beans. These beans are already soft and squishy and ready to eat. Or if you don't have a can of beans and you only have dry beans like me, you can put your beans in a container, fill that with water, and let those beans soak overnight. And then the following day, you can boil them in a pot of water. And boiling them turns your beans from that hard, dry bean that I just showed you, this one right here. See how it's not squishy at all? To a nice soft bean. This is one of my soaked and boiled beans, and see, oh, it squishes. It looks kind of funny, doesn't it? For this bean dip, the recipe does recommend using a blender, and I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna put all of our ingredients right on in. So first we're gonna add our beans. Put those on in there. So for our herbs, our dried herb, I've decided to use thyme because thyme pairs really well with rosemary, which is the other herb that we're using today. So we're gonna measure out our 1, 2, 3, and 4. Ooh, it's starting to smell good. We're going to add our olive oil, and I already measured this out. Just a pinch of salt, that just means a little bit there. And then I'm gonna take some leaves from rosemary. Now, rosemary, my houseplant, she's not a very big rosemary plant yet. She's still growing, so I don't want to take too many leaves from her. So I'm just gonna gently take a few from the sides and the bottom, but I don't want to take that much from my houseplant. I want to make sure that she still has enough leaves to feel healthy and continue growing when I put her back outside this summer. Alright, so I decided to take that much from rosemary. Thank you, rosemary. Set her to the side. I'm just gonna dump these all in there. And then finally, just a word of caution, when you do blend things in a blender, you do want to make sure that there's enough liquid in there to keep things circulating and going. So you might have to stop your blender every so often to either shake it up, to remix the ingredients so the ones that haven't been mixed yet can get towards the bottom, or you might have to add a few more teaspoons of oil, or even add a few teaspoons of water. Add in small increments because you can always add more. You can't really take your water away. But experiment with it, work until your bean dip starts to take on a consistency that you are happy with. Here we are, I'm gonna set our blender on top of the base. I'm gonna make sure the lid is on one more time. And I'm gonna hit, let's see, puree. That means to make it smooth. All right, so here we go. Cover your ears because it might get loud. Alright, after blending, some shaking, some adding some water and some oil and some blending and shaking again, we have our bean dip. So as you can see, now all the beans got totally blended, which I personally like because I like to have some texture. I cut up one of my favorite vegetables, a red bell pepper, to eat with my bean dip, but you can do carrots, broccoli, orange bell peppers, basically anything, celery. Alright, so I'm gonna get my first taste here. I'm gonna try our bean dip. I'm very excited. So go ahead and get a nice scoop on there. Whoop. Got a little bit away from me. There we go. Alright, so here is my first taste. Here we go. That turned out pretty good. I would vote loved it on a liked it, tried it, liked it, loved it scale. So that was our bean dip. Maybe once your bean buddies sprout and grow out in the garden and start making their own beans, you can make a bean dip with those beans too. Thank you for cooking with me today. Let me know if you liked the recipe below if you tried it. I hope you all have a great weekend. I'll be thinking about you all, and I'll see you next week.